Good afternoon, all. My name is Alessio, and together here with me, Dario from CBI. First of all, what is CBI? CBI is a community of financial institutions in Italy, and it's a private limited company completely owned by 400 banks in Italy. Today, we have different kinds of services within our portfolio. We started 25 years ago, more or less, with an open banking 1.0, with an open banking that was completely focused on corporates, cash management, and treasury management. During the year, we evolved our services and we differentiated our customer targets with different kinds of services. In 2019, we launched some different kinds of central hubs, which aims to interconnect all the financial institutions of our community and of our ecosystem with some public central administrations in Italy. 2014, we launched on the market CBIL, which is an e-billing services, a service which allows companies and customers, retail users to visualize and pay online bills, and even some bills which have been issued by public or private corporates. 2017 was the year of the big data service, which allow companies and financial institutions to enhance their predictive analysis by using data coming from CBI network. Mutuitel is a service dedicated to mortgages, exchanges, and data flows about mortgages. And then in 2018, we launched different kinds of services within PST2 scenario. First of all, we reduced the fragmentation within the market with the reaching of some common implementational guidelines within the Italian financial industry. And thanks to these activities, we reached the adoption of our services within PST2 by the 80% of the Italian banking market. Today, 300 banks adopted our solution and our open banking service. CBI Globe. CBI Globe is the name of our main service within PST2. CBI Globe stands for Global Open Banking Ecosystem. CBI Globe is an open API gateway, a regulatory-driven platform which aims to facilitate the interconnection among third parties and traditional banks within the PST2 scenario. It's a single point of access that could be utilized by all the third parties in order to reach more than 300 banks that already have been onboarded on the platform. We centralize on this solution a lot of shared services like TPP recognition, like the strong customer authentication orchestration, like an help desk support that is fully available 20 days, 7 hours to banks, traditional banks, so account payment, servicing payment provider, or third parties. The solution is fully designed, or the implementational guidelines that have been issued by CBI in 2017, so it's a solution that could reduce the fragmentation within the technological infrastructure utilized within PST2 market and the open banking market. And we are trying to develop a common ecosystem that could be exploited by third parties, banks, and FinTechs in order to create new value-added services that should be offered to corporate and retail customers. The solution is live since 1st June of 2019. We have 300 banks, as already stated. We have more than 90 third parties which are making their business with the solution, with more or less 120,000 of calls in few months. Now I leave to Dario the floor for a zoom on CBI Globe and for the TPP enabler. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Alessio. Just Alessio said, we built our platform to enable our bank to be compliant with PSD2. But after that, we would like to go beyond the PSD2. We would like to help also banks that want to play an active role and want to become a third parties and want to cooperate with the fintech environment. But we know that there is still fragmentation on the market, even with our solution in Italy. We aggregate the 80% of the market share of the financial institution in Italy. That is not the 100%. And still are other banks all across Europe. So what we are doing for that? We are introducing a new software modules, a new layer that allow third parties to connect with a single point of access, with a single interface, with a single API interface to all the main banks across Europe. So we aim to build a very wide platform, also because we would like to go beyond the open banking, and we would leverage the open data economy. Actually, our platform is a foundation upon which complementary firms like fintechs and banks could build complementary services in a cheaper way, in a frictionless way for the customer. In our opinion, PSD2 has unbundled the payment value chain, and now it's the time to rebuild the value chain of the payments. Of course, the new value chain will be more flexible, will be more dynamic, will be more liquid, but we need to cooperate. And to cooperate, we need to find a new way to be complementary with fintechs and with banks. So what is our vision? Open banking allows third parties to access to banks' data. In our vision, we should enable also the other side of the flow in an outside-in way. Also, the data that comes from other industries and TPPs should be follow also the other paths in a very flexible way. What this will enable, in our opinion? In our opinion, this will enable the possibility to offer to customer a really customer-centric customer journey. If you think about the services in financial industry that are offered to customers, they are really fragmented, and they are a little piece of a chain of other services, especially in the cases where those services are cross-industry. Let's think about, for example, the supply chain, or just to make a practical example, a customer that wants to buy a house. You have to refer to a real estate, you have to scout for a house, then you have to ask for a mortgage, and so on. It should be very amazing if with a single point of access and through API, you can Spotify new services for a new customer journey. And this is our goal. Another advantage of a platform is the possibility to give an horizontal view on what happened to the data, because you know also the leak of the data is a very sensible issue for the customer. And with a centralized hub, you can have also a fraud checking of what's happening to your data. Also, if your data and your banks are not involved directly. So just Alessio said, we are looking for also fintechs to make partnership to rebuild the financial value chain with a strong ecosystem, because we really believe in it. So come to visit us at Pod 20. Thank you.